We've all heard about manifesting, right? Manifest your dreams. But the image it conjures up is often, well, intense.
Yeah, like you need complicated rituals, maybe huge vision boards, this constant, relentless positivity.
Exactly. It feels like you need some mystical superpower just to get what you want. Like it's this really hard thing.
It almost sounds like adding another stressful job to your list, doesn't it? Trying to force reality into shape.
Right. But what if the secret to this whole quantum manifestation idea is actually, well, incredibly simple?
So simple that maybe we just overlook it.
That's exactly it. So simple it sails right over our heads.
Hmm. That's a really interesting angle. It kind of flips the script on how we usually think about achieving things.
It really does. And for this deep dive, we're looking at insights from a YouTube video. It's from the Quantum Shift channel called Quantum Manifestation Explained. Why it's so simple, yet nobody does it. So our mission, really, is to unpack why this quantum approach is supposed to work and how you can maybe tap into that simplicity, get what you want without all the struggle and that feeling you're swimming upstream.
Okay, so let's start with the basics from the video. It introduces this idea of the quantum field.
Right.
Imagine it as this invisible energy field that's just packed with infinite possibilities. Everything exists there. Success, failure, abundance, lack. It's all there as potential, like waves.
So not fixed outcomes, but like
No.
countless potential realities just waiting.
Exactly.
Oh.
And here's the kicker the video points out.
Mhm.
This field responds to alignment, not brute force, not willpower.
Okay. So it's not about pushing harder.
Right, and that's where we often go wrong, apparently.
Yeah.
We treat manifestation like a fight, we use affirmations, but maybe deep down we doubt them.
Yeah. Or we visualize, but there's this underlying fear.
Precisely. And we're trying to overpower reality, but all that force in the quantum view just creates friction. It hinders things.
It really does sound exhausting. Like trying to shout affirmations over a feeling of panic, the message gets scrambled.
Totally scrambled. Because the quantum field is reading the whole signal, the underlying doubt, the fear, not just the words you're saying.
So if forcing it doesn't work, what is quantum manifestation according to the video?
It's framed really differently. It's less about creating something new from scratch and more about collapsing the version of reality where what you want already exists.
Collapsing it, like choosing it.
Yeah, like tuning into it, shifting your internal signal, your feelings, your beliefs, so you naturally attract that reality instead of trying to change the outside world first.
Okay, that's a shift. So instead of building the house, you're finding the key to the one that's already standing. This may be on a different frequency.
That's a great way to put it. And the absolute key here is you, the observer. The video calls this the coherent observer.
Coherent observer, what does that mean?
It means your focus, your attention, and especially your emotions. They're what actually guide those waves of possibility to collapse into your experience. You're like the sculptor.
Okay, the observer sculpts reality. But where do we usually mess up as observers?
Well, the video highlights this common loop. We observe from fear. We focus on what's missing, on lack, so we end up vibrating at that lower frequency, right? But we're trying to attract something positive.
Yeah.
So our signal is basically noise, not a clear request. It's full of static.
Like trying to tune a radio but getting interference because you're actually tuned between stations.
Exactly that, which leads to this really fundamental shift the video talks about. Instead of chasing, pursuing, striving.
Which is what we're always told to do.
Right. But quantum manifestation suggests the power lies in becoming the version of yourself who doesn't need to chase anymore.
Becoming. The person who already has it. Wow, that feels lighter.
It does, doesn't it? It's about realizing you're already, in a sense, connected or entangled with that desired life in the quantum field. It exists as a potential.
So the potential is there.
It's already there. Your job isn't to push harder to get it, but to become a clearer signal, to align yourself vibrationally with that possibility that already exists.
Okay, intellectually that makes sense. But why is something apparently so simple, so often missed? Why don't people do it?
The video suggests a few reasons. One, simplicity itself can feel, well, suspicious. We're so conditioned to believe value comes from hard work and struggle.
Yeah, no pain, no gain is drilled into us.
Exactly. So letting go, trusting, it feels unnatural, maybe even lazy or passive. Surrendering the chase can feel like giving up.
It's scary to let go of that feeling of control, even if the control is just an illusion.
Precisely. But here's the paradox the video really hammers home. The moment you release that desperate need for something, that's often when the field can actually deliver it. Think about those times Things just clicked effortlessly. You met someone amazing when you weren't looking, and opportunity landed in your lap.
Yeah, those moments of synchronicity.
And what was your state then? Probably open, relaxed, available.
Not grasping or forcing.
True. You weren't trying so hard.
That's quantum manifestation in action, in its natural state.
Okay, so if it's not about effort or words alone, what does the quantum field respond to?
Energy, vibration, feeling. The video is really clear. The quantum field reads your energy, not just your shopping list of desires. You can say affirmations all day long.
But if you don't feel it,
If your body is tense with scarcity or fear, the field reflects back that dominant energy. It mirrors your state of being.
so I am abundant while feeling terrified about bills, just doesn't cut it. The feeling wins.
The feeling wins, which is why the radical shift is from focusing on getting to focusing on being. You become the signal first. Your state leads the way.
Okay, and that leads directly into coherence, right? The video mentioned aligning thoughts, emotions, actions.
Yes, exactly. Coherence is key. The quantum field responds most strongly when your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions are all lined up, sending one clear, unified signal, like a laser beam.
Focused and powerful. Whereas misalignment, thinking one thing, feeling another, doing a third, that creates a scattered, weak signal, like a fuzzy radio station.
Makes sense. You get mixed, unpredictable results because you're sending a mixed message.
Precisely. And this connects to the observer effect in quantum physics. Possibilities are just waves until observed, then they collapse into events.
Our focus makes them real.
Yes, but, and this is crucial from the video, the observer isn't just your conscious mind. Your subconscious mind is observing too, and it's often way more powerful. If you consciously want success, but subconsciously you feel unworthy or expect failure,
The subconscious programming takes over.
it often does. The video argues the subconscious always wins in the quantum game. That's why people get stuck or they're working on the surface. But the deeper programming is running the show, broadcasting a different reality.
That's huge. So you really need to address those deeper beliefs.
Absolutely. And then there's the heart. The video brings in work by scientists like Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton.
Oh yeah, I've heard of their work on heart coherence.
They show the heart has its own powerful electromagnetic field, much stronger than the brain's,
Stronger than the brains. Wow.
significantly. And this field radiates out. When your heart and brain are coherent, aligned,
Like feeling gratitude or love.
yes, you send a powerful, unified signal into the quantum field. But when they're incoherent stress, frustration, regret, the signal gets weak and fragmented.
So that explains why just thinking positive thoughts often isn't enough. You need the feeling, the heart energy behind it.
You absolutely need the feeling. It's about feeling your way into alignment, becoming a vibrational match, tuning your whole system, body, breath, nervous system, beliefs, choices, to that desired frequency.
It sounds less like a technique and more like a way of living, an ongoing calibration.
It really is. Take manifesting love, for instance. The video gives this example. You want love, you say the affirmations.
But maybe you carry old wounds, fear of rejection, a feeling of not being enough.
Exactly. So your underlying energy is broadcasting that tension, that fear. The quantum field picks it up and mirrors it back. Maybe more near-miss relationships, more longing.
The universe reflecting your internal state.
Precisely. So the shift isn't about finding the perfect person out there. It's about cultivating that feeling of wholeness, of love within yourself first, embodying it now.
Feeling loved before the love arrives.
Yes. You become the frequency, then the form has to follow. It's quantum law, according to this perspective.
And yet, despite all this detail, the core message keeps coming back to simplicity, letting go of control.
It does. It sounds paradoxical, but the more you release the need to control the how and the when, and focus instead on managing your internal state, your vibration, your coherence.
The faster the field responds.
That's the idea. But our minds love complexity, right? We want formulas, 10-step plans. The simple truth that the field just mirrors our dominant state can be hard to accept.
We want to do something, to strive. Just being feels too easy.
Exactly. But the principle is, you manifest what you are, your core vibrational signature, not just what's on your wish list. You have to tune your radio dial.
And most of us are just playing the same station on repeat, manifesting the same patterns because our energy signature doesn't change.
We're manifesting on autopilot. So the fourth step is awareness. Noticing your thoughts, feelings, body sensations, the background stories running.
Becoming aware of the current broadcast.
Yes. And then consciously interrupting the old pattern. Not with force, but with simple embodied practices, a conscious breath, hand on the heart, asking, what would the version of me who already has this feel? What would they do?
Shifting the inner state moment by moment.
Right. And the video stresses it's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's about coherence, that alignment, getting your thoughts, feelings, and actions pointed in the same direction.
Can you give some concrete examples from the video? How do you embody these frequencies?
Sure, to embody abundance. Practice generosity, maybe with your time, attention, or energy, not just money. Train your nervous system to feel enough right now.
Okay. What about love?
Practice vulnerability, first with yourself. Be a safe space for your own heart. Cultivate self-compassion.
And
Practice presence. Really listen to your body, nurture it, move it with respect. It's always about leading with the being, not the needing or the getting.
And this isn't about being happy-clappy all the time, is it? The video mentioned emotional regulation.
Definitely not about toxic positivity. Manifestation, in this view, requires emotional fluency, knowing how to feel your feelings without getting swept away.
So acknowledging fear but not letting it drive the bus.
Exactly. Holding space for the wobbles, the doubts, because they will happen, and gently guiding yourself back to alignment. How quickly and effectively you return to coherence is key.
So noticing when you're tuned to the fear channel and consciously choosing to tune back to trust or abundance.
Precisely. Asking yourself, what timeline am I choosing right now with my energy? That noticing creates the choice point. That's the gateway.
It really reframes manifestation as less of a magic trick and more of a continuous practice, a way of being.
That's the core message. It's not a one-off event or a hack. The most powerful manifestors, according to this, are those who can consistently hold a coherent state and regulate themselves back when life throws curveballs.
Staying anchored in that frequency of trust, even without immediate proof.
Yes, anchoring in the feeling of the desired reality now.
And the video offered some simple daily practices.
Yeah, really accessible things, like maybe in the morning before grabbing your phone, just take a few breaths, ask yourself, what frequency do I want to embody today?
Using your body as a compass during the day, too.
Right, noticing tension, tightness, that's a signal. Then pause, breathe, maybe ask, what would my future self, the one who has this, choose right now?
And an evening reflection.
Just reviewing the day with curiosity, not judgment. Noticing the wobbles, celebrating the moments of alignment, practicing gratitude. Small things, consistently.
The video also mentioned our environment, the people around us.
Oh, that's important too.
Yeah.
We co-regulate energetically. Being around people who are also practicing this kind of coherence, who uplift you, it makes a difference.
So consciously choosing your company and maybe the media you consume.
Yeah, curating your energetic environment to support the timeline you're choosing to embody. It reinforces your signal.
It really all loops back to this profound idea. We aren't separate from the quantum field.
We are the field, we're entangled. We're the wave, the observer, the observed, all of it. Tuning your frequency isn't asking an external force for something.
It's becoming the change.
It's becoming the change you want to experience. It's consciously participating in creating your reality from the inside out.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is, how does knowing you're intrinsically part of this field change how you approach creating your life?
Yeah, where are you pushing too hard? Where could you lean into simply being the state you desire, letting go of the need to control?
It shifts everything from striving to aligning, from forcing to allowing. And the potential there, like the field itself, feels, well, infinite.